Don't mess with Texas. It's bigger in Texas. Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching The Nurse Life. This will be our 6-month update in Dallas, y'all. Can y'all believe it? 6 months. We got here in June, shortly after my birthday.
Yeah.
We're now in December, as you can see. How are you liking Dallas so far?
It's cool. It's cool. It definitely has its ups and downs. We came during the peak of summer, and it was 100 and something degrees, I think it was.
You start off everything with the temperature.
But it was hot.
When we first got here, and persons asked him, how y'all liking it?
It was hot.
He was like, it's hot. And that was the only thing he had to say. I mean, the heat is a big part of it. The climate is a big part of it. But yeah, like Dallas on the whole, how are you liking it?
Dallas on the whole, I wasn't expecting to drive as much as I am right now. Everything is basically far.
I like Dallas so far. I think it was a good choice moving here.
Okay.
I haven't really lived anywhere else, so I don't really have any place else in the U.S. to compare to. But I would say that I'm liking Dallas so far. Now, for you would have lived in Atlanta, Miami, anywhere else that I'm missing?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, wherever else, I'll be there with you. But anyway. So compared to the other states, then Dallas is cool. You like it?
It's more friendlier than Florida. It's more diverse than Atlanta, and it's definitely a mixture between the two when it deals with weather.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you put everything in a nutshell. You talked about the friendliness, the weather. What else did you say?
Diversity.
And diversity, yeah. So when I did my research initially on Texas, they did say that Texas is a big melting pot. And we do see that here because when you ask persons where they're from, they'll be like Vegas or LA.
Arizona. I think I've met somebody as far as North Dakota or something like that. They are coming down.
So yeah, it's like everyone's moving to Texas. And even with us being from the Bahamas, every time we meet someone and we tell them where we're from, well, of course they can hear it in our accents because we don't feel like we have accents. But they would then ask us, well, you came from the Bahamas? Why did you move here? Why? Yeah, their big question is like, why? So our why is for a better living, a difference in scenery and in environment, to make more money, all of those reasons. And I think because we were so used and accustomed to living on the island, like I said, we just wanted something new, as opposed to someone that lives here. They're like, you moved from paradise, but we lived there and we barely went to the beach. So I just wanted to experience city life, where we're from. We live in the city of the Bahamas, but we wanted to experience the big city life.
It was kind of worse. It's kind of even more worse for me because I actually lived on the beach, behind the gates, and
prior to us getting married.
Here's my house, here's the beach, literally. But I only went maybe 2 times of the year.
Okay, so yeah, so if we had to go into categories.
How do you like the food?
First things first, food. Okay. One thing I could say about the food is that you definitely get a mixture. You could find a mixture of different cuisines. So like how we said, Texas is like a melting pot. You could find different types of food.
What's your favorite so far?
So far, for example, just yesterday, I had Latin food. And of course, everywhere I go, I eat salmon. Trying to break out of that, y'all. But but the food was good. The food was good. I gotta take you there because I didn't go with him. There's still a lot that we haven't ventured into. If you're feeling barbecue one day, you can find barbecue. If you definitely want Mexican, if you're someone that loves tacos, you can definitely find that. You got African. We haven't tried the African food, but you can definitely find African food because there's a whole lot of Africans here, y'all. So then, of course, you have your regular American food. We've been loving Red Lobster because we love our seafood.
Salmon. I would definitely say the barbecue. We haven't really seen as much as we should, at least as I thought would have been, as we would have been. But then everybody keeps saying that, you know, you gotta go further south, further down, you know, further into the country to get that real authentic barbecue, you know, where they start smoking from 2-3 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that.
Traffic. How would you rate the traffic?
Horrible.
Traffic is horrible. There's traffic all the time. But you know what? I feel like I hear this all the time, that the traffic is bad. And that could be here, Atlanta, LA, wherever it is. I hear people complaining about the traffic. So I don't feel like it's only here, but we will say that the traffic can be horrible at times. Like, Texas is very widespread. So if you're trying to go to like a different city, you're gonna drive like how long?
Depends on where you go. You have Allen, you have Mesquite, you have Richardson, you have Arlington. Depends on where you go. And if you're saying, okay, you're gonna go to Dallas from Houston and stuff like that, then you're gonna, of course, take you about 3 hours. If you're gonna go from Dallas to Arlington, it's gonna take you about 1 hour and 45 minutes.
But yeah, so some places are far. The roads are huge. You have like what, 4 or 5 lanes?
10. Well, 5 lanes.
On the roads.
5
like
lanes.
On each side, you have about 5 lanes. So that was a major adjustment. Because of course, home, the most we probably have is 2-lane roads.
Yep.
Or 2 on each side to make 4. Yeah. So that's that. He started to talk about the weather earlier. The weather is much hotter, I think. Or during the summer months. Let's say that.
I've come to realize that, you know, you gotta respect Mother Nature. If she wants to be hot, she's gonna be hot in Texas. If she wants to be cold, she's gonna be cold in Texas. So you definitely have to go.
The weather has been fluctuating.
Yeah, you definitely have to listen to what she's saying, basically, in a sense, and dress appropriate for what's happening inside.
When we first came, he was the one that was sick. We couldn't figure out what it was, if it was allergies, sinus, like what it was, but he got sick. Now I was just sick and probably still am, just a tiny bit, but the weather is now cold, and it's so surprising because to go from one extreme, it was extremely hot in the summer when it became, I think it was like in the 3 digits, maybe like 105, 106. Like, it got really, really hot. We're not used to that. So it took us some time to get used to the heat. And I still don't think you could really ever get used to that kind of heat.
Nope.
Yeah, so now it's cold.
But
so I'm now trying to adjust to
But the thing about it right now is, you know, she's trying to adjust to, you know, the cold weather, but this isn't really the coldest it's going to get for Texas. It's going to get colder in January. So that's going to be a whole new ball game for both of us, because I think that's when it's going to snow.
He would love for it to snow.
No, that's what everybody. Anyway, okay.
We don't know yet. They said that we were gonna have a really bad winter in Texas this year, but so far we haven't really seen it. So, like you said, maybe in January.
Yeah,
real winter.
This isn't their real winter. Their real winter is in January, February, March.
Okay, so moving on, how would you compare gas prices? Maybe.
It's a lot cheaper than. Well, Texas right now has the cheapest in the state, in the whole country. So, you know, I'm not complaining about that at all.
In the whole country?
In the whole country.
How you know?
I read the news. I read the news. I watch the news. I read the news.
Okay. You don't watch the news here, y'all, so.
I don't need the TV if I have an iPhone.
Okay. Now, if we were comparing the Bahamas to here in terms of gas, well, we don't have to pump our own gas.
Big difference.
Back home, so that's a big difference. So for all the cutesy girls like me,
We don't pump their gas.
Yeah, if you ain't used to pumping gas, you have to do it here when you come. Okay.
Well, that's any place in the States right now because
Right,
there's no
any
place. It's self-service only.
Yep, you're right.
So don't feel bad. Don't feel entitled. Don't hold up the space waiting on somebody else because you're gonna be there forever. I can say though that coming here, there is a sense of entitlement when it comes to purchasing stuff because basically everybody, once you purchase something, they want a tip. Now everything right now is tip. I don't know why.
I think that's generally in the US though.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we came here for, or that I came here for, was work. You're dealing with different patients, so every day is not going to be the same. So we've had like different situations that would have happened, very interesting ones, entertaining ones. I don't really want to say scary ones, but it just fluctuates. It's up and down, and so, but work in general is going good in terms of, I guess, I feel like my performance is good, and our managers they would let us know if there's something that you missed or something that you didn't do, because their whole thing is that they're being audited. So different departments or different things they're being audited on. So once you have not done something to meet their criteria, they're gonna come and let you know that, okay, this is what you didn't do and this is how we need you to do it for next time. Like I said earlier too, the people are friendly, and so my coworkers, they're pretty down to earth, and everyone get along. Like I said, everyone is from different parts of the world. You have different cultures, and so I work with a lot of Africans. I work with I surprised there's not much Filipinos. So there's persons from like Nepal, one or two from Philippines. Like I said, majority Africans. You may have like one or two Caucasian persons, and so it's a melting pot within itself right there at work. So I get to work around different cultures, which is nice. Sometimes they bring food and they would have you try their different foods, and so I like that because I love my belly.
What have you tried so far?
I can't tell you the names, but I tried something just this week. I think they said it was made out of chickpea. It was like a vegan meal. So
where is it from? Where were they from?
Ethiopia.
Okay.
That's a good part about where I work as well. And I guess you'll find that everywhere in each state or whatever, but here in Dallas is definitely a mixture of cultures and a mixture of nationalities. In each state or whatever.
Stirred up what?
Dallas is definitely stirred all together. Yeah. So in general, and just to wrap up the video, I guess you can tell that we are enjoying Dallas. I don't know, I'm trying to think of if there's anything else specifically about Texas that I would say.
Can't say it because we haven't really explored yet.
Yeah.
We're still getting used to the area where we are, so we can't really say off the top, okay, yes, this is all about, this is what Texas is about, this is this area.
But we do know that Texas is big on their sports.
Yeah.
And he's had first-hand experience on that because of where he works. And Texas, if they don't play about their state, they will back up their state at all costs. And yeah, they're just very, what's the word I want to say, like prideful people.
Yeah,
it seems
definitely.
like. Yeah. All their slogans are, don't mess with Texas. It's bigger in Texas.
Y'all be good.
All these different quotes, so you can tell they don't play about their states.
I would definitely say.
I think what a lot of persons may expect coming to Texas, other than the barbecue, is like horses and ranches and cowboys, boots.
It is there.
Yeah, but my thing is,
It's
when
not,
you come
it's
to
not
Texas,
the city, but it is there.
Exactly. So when you come to Texas, you're not gonna see that right away. So don't come to Texas, or don't be thinking about Texas like like, oh, like I don't want to go there. I don't want to see no horse, so I don't want to be, thinking, oh, you could be seeing as cowboys with their hats and their boots. It's really not like that. At least not here in Dallas, or not here in these parts.
It's a 50-50 on that.
But you probably see them at the games or something?
Yes. So in a city, you won't see stuff like that. But if you go to the state fair, you will see police on horses. You will see the ranch. You will see the cowboys out. So
it just depends then.
It depends on your area and it depends on where you go, or what event you're going to. You will see open and carry. You will see a lot of guns. You will see a lot of...
That's the next thing. How did we forget that?
You will see a lot of hats.
Me and him...
You will see a lot of boots.
Not to cut you off.
You are.
Me and him...
Go ahead.
Me and him, we always say that Texas don't play with their what?
Gun. Don't play with their God and don't play with their guns.
Exactly. They're two G's. God and guns. And it's a weird, mixture. But Texas definitely has a lot of churches, y'all. Every time you pass, everywhere you pass,
a major church.
There's a church, whether major,
small.
Yeah, most
major
of them,
or small.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering that there are a lot of people here and whatever, I can see why. But definitely.
Yeah. So there's a lot of churches, and then like we said, guns. So of course we're in Texas, and they are licensed to carry.
There's no license on it.
Well, not licensed to carry. What's the word then?
Open carry.
Open to carry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need a license.
Yeah. So
they just do a background check on you and
whatever else. Mind you, I mean, for me, I don't really see persons with their guns on them. I don't know if he does.
That's the scary thing about it. 9 out of 10 people in Texas
probably has a gun on them.
Has a gun on them.
You know what? I was watching this YouTube video, but this nurse that lives here in Texas, and she was saying how she carries her gun to work.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised because I'm like, shouldn't they have metal detectors at the door? They shouldn't allow guns to come into the hospital.
Unless the hospital says that you can bring it in, then yeah. So you would notice on certain businesses, you will see the no gun sign, and then other places you don't see it at all. 9 out of 10 persons in Walmart right now in Texas is carrying a gun.
Anyway, there you have it. We're gonna wrap this video up. Like we said, this is just our 6-month update, and so there's still a whole lot to see and a whole lot to do. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
All right.